Here's something nobody talking about in 2026. AI automation tools are easier to access than ever before. Zapier, Mac, AI Agent, custom GPTs past most people who try to use them in a more faster than when they started. I know because I have been there and I've been watched hundreds of entrepreneurs waste weeks building automation systems that either break after this or solve problems they never actually had. Today, I am going to show you the real reasons why AI automation fails most people and more importantly, what actually works. Stick around because by the end of this video, you will know exactly how to avoid this expensive mistake I made, and I am telling about mistake that cost me actual time, money and sanity. Hey, I'm Vishal Roy. Most people know me as CPA Vishal. I'm the founder of Maxim Marketing. I have been in the digital marketing business since December 3rd, 2021. Started in my auntie's house in Chiribandur, Bangladesh, watching MacMan with mobile video during COVID lockdowns with actual zero experience. Fast forward to today, I'm into running two brands, consulting with business on SEO and digital marketing strategy, and I'm still a student studying economics at National University. So I am not some decades-long guru or awareness success story. I'm just someone who a few steps ahead who willing to reach back and help. And here's what I have learned about AI automation. That technology is not the problem. Your approach is, in the next 10 minutes, you will be going to learn 5 critical mistakes that kill AI automation projects, the hidden cost nobody mentions, and the exact framework I use to decide what to do automate and what to do manually. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1. Automating before understanding. Here's how most people approach AI automation in 2026. They see a cool demo on Twitter, same AI agent that writes email, schedule meetings, and efficiently makes coffee, and they think, I need that. They sign up for Zapier, connect 5 different apps, spend 3 hours building a workflow, and then nothing. Because they automate a process they don't actually understand. Let me tell you a story. Back when I was trying to scale my first CPA projects in 2023, I thought automation was going to save me. I built this elaborate Zapier workflow that was supposed to pull alerts from Facebook and them to Google Spread and then personalized emails and track everything in Notion. Beautiful, right? Expect it broke when 72 hours before. I don't understand how Facebook API's rate limits work. And when it broke, I had no idea how to fix it because I have automated something I could not do manually fast. Here's the truth. You cannot automate what you don't understand. Before connect a single app or deploy on AI agent, you need to manually perform that. It takes at least 10 to 20 hours times. You need to know where it breaks and what it indicates and what good enough to actually works like. Growing up in Dispur, I spent a year working at a local mechanic shop, and first thing my mentor taught me was this. Before you use a power tool, you need to understand how the machine works in your hands. Because when the power tool fails and it will, you need to know how to finish the job manually. Same principle applies here. Mistake number 2. Building reboot garbage machine that sound reasons people fail with AI automation. The build systems that are too complicated. I see this all the time. Someone will create a workflow and with 7 different apps, strive control logic, behinds and API calls to solve they barely understand. Just to emphasize something that could be done with a simple template and 3 minutes of manual work. Here's framework I learned the hard way during my world winner CPA project failure in 2024. This project failed for a lot of reasons, but one of them was over engineering. I building solution for problems people don't actually have. The 80-20 automation rule. Ask yourself what 20% of my repetitive tasks are eating 80% of my entire time. Instead, they're not with the flashy AI agent that does everything. Instead, with the boring, repetitive tasks that you do 10 minutes a day and hate. For me, it was SEO competitor analysis. I was manually tracking the 5 competitors' website every morning, looking at their new content, backlinks, and ranking changes. That was genuinely eating 90 minutes of my day. So I automated just that own simple workflow using make.com. I prefer it over Zapier for complete stuff that shops competitor sites, compares their new content to my keyword database, and sends to me a digest email every morning. On workflow, on problem. Save me 90 minutes daily. That's the 45 hours a month I got back by automating one thing well instead of 10 things properly. You know what's funny? This lesson actually comes from my childhood. When I worked as a kid, I used to build stuff from broken electronics. I take an airport old mobile phones and make it light from the batteries. Build little fans from broken toys, create speakers from subguest microphones, and every time I try to build something too ambitious, like combining 3 different projects into one mega device, it worked well spectacularly. But when I focused on make on small thing work really well, that's when I actually succeed. Same thing with AI automation. Your goal is to build most impressive automation workflow. Your goal is to get time back so you can focus on things that actually grow your businesses, like creating content, talking to customers, and testing new strategies. Mistake number 3. Garbage in, garbage out. Here's something most people don't realize until it's too late. AI automation is only as good as the data you feed in. In 2026, we have incredible AI models, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, that can do amazing things, but if you are feeding them messy data on from properly organized spreadsheets for incomplete CRM records, your automation is going to be produce garbage. I learned this doing SEO work for clients. You can have the most sophisticated AI content generation system in the world, but you don't have to clean keyword data, accurate approach, intent mapping, and or organize content briefs. That AI going to be write content that ranks nowhere. Here's what you need to before you automate anything data related. Clean, organized source data in the first Google Sheets. Make sure your columns are consistent. Your formatting is uniform, and there are no random blanks rows. Clear defines what counts as the lead in your system. What's the difference between interested and qualified? Your AI don't know useless it lead. Validation rule built in checks and make sure your automation is not producing bad data. For example, if you are automating email outreach, make sure your workflow validates email address before I sending. I spent 2 weeks debugging on automation workflow once, only to discover the problem was that my Google Sheet had a column labeled email and another labeled email addresses. Mistake 4. Set it and forget it. Doesn't exist. Here's the dirty secret about AI automation that nobody tells you. It requires maintenance. Apps update their APIs, services change their automation methods, and AI models get updated and certainly behave differently. Your automation that worked for you in January might be completely break in March. And if you build something so complex that you can't remember how it works, good luck fixing it. That's why I keep in automation like just a simple Notion doc where I document it. With each automation does voice apps and tools it uses when I last tested it what typically breaks and how to fix it every 2 weeks. I spent 30 minutes reviewing my active automation and testing them. It's boring, it's not sexy, but it's the difference between automation that actually serves times to variance automation that becomes another job. Here's the reality check. If you are spending more time maintaining your automation than you were doing the task manually, you have failed. Go back to during a bird. Mistake number 5. Automating the wrong things, and here's the biggest mistake of all. The one that kills more AI automation projects than anything else. People automate the tasks they should be doing manually and manually do tasks they should automate. Let me explain. There are certain tasks in your businesses that need human judgment, creativity, and personal tasks. Responding to customer complaints, creating your core content, building relationship with partners, making strategic decisions, those are things AI can assist with, but should not fully automate. Then there are tasks that are purely mechanical, repetitive, and rule-based. Data entry, scheduling, social media posts, sending remember emails, pulling analytics reports, those are perfect for automation, but I see people doing it backwards all the time. They use it AI for to write all their social media content, which ends up scheduling generic and gets no engagement. But they are manually copy, paste, and analyze data from 3 different platforms into a spreadsheet every Monday. Here's my framework. Automate, repetitive, rule-based, time-consuming tasks with clear inputs and outputs agreement with AI. Creative tasks where AI can help you work faster, but you provide direction and final judgment. Keep it manual, high-stakes decision, relationship building, and anything repeating deep analysis thinking when I partnering with businesses. This is usually the first step we fix. We map out all the repetitive tasks, prioritize based on the time cost, and specifically automate on the thing that makes sense. So here's what you should actually do if you want AI automation to work for you in 2006. Step 1. Track your time for 1 week. Write down every repetitive task you do more than once. Be honest. Step 3. Pick the own task that tasks the most time and is the mostly annoying. Not the most informative, not the coolest, the most painful. Step 2. Do that task manually 10 more times while documenting exactly what you do at each step. This is your process map. Step 4. Building the simplest possible automation for that own task. Use the first tools necessary. Test for 2 weeks. Step 5. Only after that's working, move on the next task. That's how I got back 15 hours plus a week. But not by building some elaborate AI empire, but every systematically automating their boring step that was during my energy. Remember, the goal is not to automate everything. The goal is to free up your time and mental energy so you can focus on the things that actually grow your businesses. Look, I'm not here to sell some courses or promise that AI automation will 10x your businesses overnight. I have been doing since 2021 and I've failed more times than I ever succeed. But the failures taught me what actually works, and what actually works is being honest about what automation can be, can, and do. Starting small, start building system you will actually understand. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit the like button. It helps the algorithm shows this to more people who need to hear it. And subscribe if you want more honest, data-driven content about digital marketing, SEO, and building real businesses online. No hypes, no BS, just what actually works. Drop a comment and tell me what's your task I have been trying to automate that keeps breaking. Let's troubleshoot it together. I am Rishis Roy and I'll see you in the next on. Bye.